Hello. Oh, sorry for looking in the middle of the map. I was switching my scene. Hello and welcome everybody to another Alpha SemiPro cast. I'm Revolt. Tonight we've got Cloud M going up against Ris3n competitive. So before we start talking about the match, let's just get into introducing these guys up in the top right-hand corner representing Cloud M. It's the pink Zerg player. It is Scrublord. And down in the bottom left-hand corner, the blue Terran player representing Ris3n competitive. It is Coda. Now, just saying this now, I'm probably going to call him Scrub because it's shorter. I understand it's Scrublord. There's no disrespect meant here. Just going to clarify that now. So when I'm like, Scrub is doing this, blah, 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 I'm not calling him Scrub. All right, you know, we're just saving a little bit of time, a little bit of mental energy. So with that said, let's get on into things here. Right now, with only 2 matches played, Cloud M sit atop the table 2-0 with, I believe, like a 5-1 or a 6-1 map score, something like that. So they've done very, very well here in the opening stages of the season, cemented their spot at the top of the table. Ris3n is 1-1. We're about mid-high table. We lost 3-2 and then we won 3-0. So, but either way, you know, Cloud M very early on in the season making it clear that these guys are the guys to beat. So we're gonna have to see what it is we can throw at them here to maybe dethrone these guys, you know. We are going to be looking at 3 TVZs here tonight and a Terran versus random, so it's possible we just get all TVZ all the time, and I'd be down with that. It's a pretty good matchup. There would be no complaints on my end here. It's going to be Reaper into Marine here for Coda. Looks like Scrublord waiting to see what he does with that gas, slash if he stays into gas here. Alright, there he goes. He pulls out a gas, gets speed. Everything looking pretty normal for him here as well. Coda gearing up to go into that Reactor Hellion style. As the Reaper dance begins. And anyone that's watched TVZ knows that the Reaper dance is very often just that, a dance. Question is, will this Reaper go to the third? Nope, it won't, which means that this drone of Scrublord should be able to fairly unharassed just get that third up and running. Coda's going to juke jive around here, get a little bit more scouting information for himself. I don't think a gun has been fired here from this Reaper. Nope, just going for the scout here. Alright, so he's going to see pretty much all that there is to see. Fires once, and then it's like, nah, you know, I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see. But sees that, ooh, actually goes back into gas as soon as Coda leaves. That's interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. But just trying to keep an eye on what's coming. Obviously, recognizing that gas count is really important. He comes up, checks the third timing. And this is what you want from the Reaper, right? If it gets damaged, great. But most importantly, it's there to make sure that you have full information about the opening of the Zerg, and it has accomplished that goal here. And it hasn't really seen anything crazy. Scrublord playing pretty standard here. Actually hitting a bit of a supply block and making 3 Overlords here very early, though. That's a little bit unfortunate here for a Zerg player. Oh, but he catches the Reaper. So, dubs and L's to both sides here so far. Coda getting that Hellion count up and running. That's a pretty fast Baneling nest, I feel like. Scratch that. That's certainly a fast Baneling nest. And a lot of Zerglings. And actually, Coda is stopping at 4 Hellions here. There's going to be a Viking up in the sky, but he's going to need these to be very, very useful Hellions. If he can ID this, he needs to make sure that he gets that wall up. As it has become clear that Scrublord is going for aggression here. Losing this Overlord hurts a little bit. 9 Banelings on the way. This is going to be a Ling Bane bust, something I feel like you don't see too terribly often here, but Coda just now starting up that tank. It's not here yet, and this attack is going to be coming soon. It is pretty good for him that these Hellions are still at home. As here we go. Oh, can he get the surround off on the Hellions? Oh, no, he does. Oh, Coda at the last second squeaks out. Manages to get to this dead space. What can these Hellions get done? Here come the Banelings up the ramp. They're going to try and blow up the wall and go for gold here. The Hellions get stuck here. Everything gets blown up. The tank is out now, though. There are so many Zerglings here, though. The army supply not in Coda's favor. He's going to need a miracle here. I'm not sure how he's going to pull this one out. The SCVs blow up. GG is called. Strublord takes game. Are pre-decided. Lineups go in. Everybody plays once. It's not all kill or anything. If we go 2-2, both teams are afforded a single revive of any one of those players that they played to go into that final ace match to see who wins the best of 5. But now that we have done the boring stuff and talked about the format, let's get right on into introducing these guys. In the top left-hand corner, he's on Ris3n competitive, but he's recently been promoted to RNG Pro, the Pro Division. It's our on-the-rise Zerg player, Fish. And spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner, the blue Terran player, representing Cloud M. It is Symphony. So, as I said before, we are going to have a ton of TVC action here tonight. And well, okay, I'm gonna not talk about platitudes here because something's happening here. All right, we got double proxied barracks here in the speed zone. Now that doesn't make them build faster, but if you think about it logically, maybe it should. Right, the speed zone increases movement. If you're moving faster, you could conceivably build something faster. Now, obviously, that would be broken in application, but from a purely logical perspective, it does make sense. Now, it looks like Fish's Overlord should just barely catch the end of this. Let's see. Okay, yep, he sees it. He has got his eye on it. And it is a 2 racks. It's not something crazy like a 4 racks or something nuts, and he immediately re-targets that Overlord. And that's something that a lot of pros have talked about, is not only seeing it, but not letting them know that you've seen it. At this point, he does know that he's seen it. The charade is up. But that's going to make getting these bunkers up all that more difficult here for Symphony. But you really want to get those bunkers up in order to be able to deal with this hatchery. There's the first one. And here come the drones. Right now it's one Marine. There's another one on the way here. It's going to be up to Fish and the micro dance that is about to come to see what happens here. He's trying to target down probes. Looks like the bunker is going to get canceled. Let's see, 2 drones have gone down. He gets a Marine. Pulls back. Now there's Zerglings out, and there's no bunker on the way just yet. So far I think this is going very well here for Fish. He does lose 3 drones. That's not ideal, but that hatch is certainly going to stay alive. And again, this is only a 2 racks committal. It's not like the 3 racks or anything nuts like that, but that does make the rest of this game a little bit more complicated. Immediately, we see the follow-ups going down. There's the factory on the way, the CC. All things you would expect. You want to get those Hellions up because you do need a little bit of map control as your buildings start floating around. Fish, in the meantime, can kind of start getting all the macro things up and running, and that's the thing with this build when it doesn't work, right? At this point, Zerg has map control for a pretty long period of time. Until these Hellions get out, he's got pretty much free reign. And actually, can he... Okay. Nope. One Marine is just going to get thrown to the wolves here. But you're never getting through that wall without Banelings or something of the like. And actually, is that another CC? It's another CC. Okay, so Symphony... I actually really like this. You know, his aggression didn't pan out, I don't think, the way that he wanted it. So I feel like it makes a ton of sense to go for a little bit of a swing the other direction, right? Go power really hard on to that economically and see if you can kind of catch your opponent maybe being a little bit concerned about what's coming out, and maybe kind of equalize that with a little bit of greed. Smart play. Smart play. You like to see it. Double cancel on those. Did he just build those to make him think it's Mutas? Or he might have done it to build more units. No, I don't think he did. I think he might have... Oh, I just missed that. So I can't say for certain, but he might have just thrown down those 2 gases to freak him out about Mutas. And then canceled them because it's not actually Mutas. This barracks for scouting is super, super useful. You get to see the follow-up going a little bit. Fish, keeping an eye on when this CC is going to land. He's going to run up here. He's going to see that it's coming on the way now. But now the 3rd CC is getting up as well. He is going to scout that upon its completion. There's going to be Hellion Banshee here. Now the thing is, with all of this, what's going to suffer here with super fast 3CC after the 2 racks, Hellion Banshee with Cloak, is going to be, assuming he goes for bio, you know, when he gets up that stim, when he gets up those additional racks, when he gets kind of the machine of his back row running. Now, he's sacrificed that to get a lot of economy, a lot of tech up, So it's going to be a little bit delicate here for him. I think that this Hellion Banshee, especially getting cloaked, certainly needs to get something done. Fish, it looks like, is going to be getting some spores up, so that will certainly help deal with these cloaked Banshees. Lair on the way as well. Is one Hellion going to go out just to scout? It looks like it is just going to get cleaned up. As will the Scouting Overlord, so but these guys kind of testing the waters a little bit here. But here we go. I like this. This is old. This is kind of old school. You know, Hellion Banshee used to be not even popular. It used to be like standard in TVZ for many, many years. Obviously, other builds have kind of taken its place over the course of time, but that doesn't make them not solid builds. In fact, Coda was talking tonight about how the 16 Marine drop, another build you could put in that category. He wants to kind of bring that back into fashion and test it out because, you know, hey, it's still a solid build, and if people aren't ready for it, then they're not ready for it. Here we go. Let's see what Symphony can get done. So far, he's gotten one drone. 4 getting warded off. It looks like this will be enough on the other side of the map here. These Hellions are going to take the engagement against the Zerglings. That's a pretty decent trade for him, though. All he needs to do is keep these Hellions away from the drones. Where are the Zerglings? They need to get here. Ooh, some good shots. Oh, no, don't clump up. Oh, if we get a clumped up shot here. Okay. We don't. It looks like the Banshee got taken out as well. That was very close to being disastrous there for Fish. Now, fortunately, he did not get all of his drones that were clumped up or roasted, but, you know, that's the scary part, is when you're forced to micro around with those, they can clump up a little bit, start to get really scary really quick. And it actually does look like at this point, well, I have been paying enough attention. It's certainly going to be mech here from Symphony. 4th base on the way here for Fish. He's still getting 1-1 and centrifugal hooks here. Now, not that those upgrades aren't useful at all versus mech, but they are more so the staple of playing against bio. So stacking that in, he actually, I think, does see how many Hellbats there are. He should be aware of what is coming out here. A Thor as well. That's a pretty quick Thor there, man. He's getting Overlord speed, more drones, and there's the Hydra Den. All right, Hydra's certainly going to be useful here. Can he get the Banshee? Nice little pickup there. Gets the Banshee. A little bit less map control here for our Terran player. It's actually 2 Thors at a time. He has to think it's Mutas, I think. Because otherwise, I would have to imagine, and my Faz in the chat can correct me here, if he doesn't think it's Mutas, like, wouldn't tanks or Cyclones to go into some battle mech be better here? I mean, the Thors, they're certainly powerful units, and they certainly hold their place in the composition, but to get them this fast seems as if it's a counterplay to Muta. Looks like we have some Hellions running around here looking to see if they can kind of snipe at the edges of the creep. Gets the scan in, is going to be able to push this back, and that's very important for him here. Blue Flame is not done. Ooh, almost goes for the surround. Is not going to do that. At this point, Fish has done the full scout. He knows what he's going up against. He sees the Thors as well. He is getting Aspire, but I would be shocked to see him super hard commit to the Mutas here. So many drones in the production tab. He's got 80. He's going up to like 95 drones. It's a lot of drones, man. He's got 4 bases, a 5th one coming up. The Terran player has established his 4. Or his 3rd. He might be going up to that 4th very shortly. There we go. Infestation pit coming on, and it looks like we're going to late game, boys. We are headed to the late game, and I am really happy about that. Fish continuing to push this creep spread out all around the map. Has now switched out of carapace upgrades. I like that as well. Obviously, against mech, carapace is a lot less useful. Just because things like Thors and tanks attack very slowly, or Hellbats attack very slowly, but deal a lot of damage. And things that attack slowly and deal a lot of damage typically are not, you don't want armor upgrades against, right? Because it's less ticks of that upgrade. Gonna have some changelings going in for the scout here. Hive on the way, some Ravagers coming up as well. Fish is on 97 workers. Somewhere we have a very, very happy Steven. as it looks like he might be getting ready to make a play here at this base. Symphony going up for the 5th, super fast as well. I think that's a little bit ambitious, and it is going to get locked down here. As Fish sees this Liberator going in, he should be able to prepare some sort of counterplay. So it looks like he might be trying to dive on this base here. This is going to be a tough position to crack for him. I think he knows he needs to back up here. The Liberator getting pulled home as well. Actually, it's kind of dancing around a little bit. Fish really looking for an opening here. The question is will he be able to find one? Let's see. He's got a big army. And oh, no, not going to commit to it. Bear in mind, right? Ooh. Fast actions. Bear in mind, when you're on 96 drones, this is the type of army that you can spend, remake, spend, remake, spend, remake. And we see that we've got Ultras, we've got Greater Spire, we have Adrenal, we have Lynx, we have all the tech, right? And Fish wants to get into a spot where he can just trade. If he can get in here and blow up this planetary, that would be huge. Can he get it? It's going to be close. Oh, it's so close. Oh, it stays alive. Oh, with like 40 HP, it stays alive. 12 workers do go down, but he keeps the base. That's what's important. Symphony still on 78 workers and approaching max. 6 mutas coming out, actually. Presumably just for backstabs. +2 attack on the way as well. 18 more Banelings. So now it looks like it might be Symphony's turn to try and get aggressive here and get across the map. Here we go. The big mech push is coming in. At the same time, Fish is going for the backstab with these Lings. Sees the push. Pulls back. A little bit of a dance on both halves of the map here from these guys. This is where it gets a little trickier here for mech, though. You're not in your safe spot. You are out on the map. Here comes a counterattack here from Fish. We'll have to see what it can get done. Adrenal is not yet done, but he does have upgraded Lings, which means they will trade fairly efficiently against a Thor. At the same time, though, he's setting up an engagement across the map here, and actually not even going to get the Thor. Oh, those Banelings run in. They get most of the Hellbats. That's a nice start to this here for our Zerg player. More Thors and tanks coming in, though. Mutas as well. I'm not sure how I feel about the Mutas, considering how high this Thor count is. And the slow push has begun here for Symphony, who's pushing down onto the low ground. This could start getting dicey here. Let's see what Fish can come up with. These Bile's going to rain down, take out a bunch of the tanks. What's the tank count look like? He is down to 7. Remember that only 6 of those are here with the main push. Bile's continuing to fall on these tanks. As Fish, it looks like he's going to be forced away from this base and going to go to the other one. He's got some Ultras coming in. They will not care nearly as much about these siege tanks. Mutas could go counterattack on the other side of the map, though. Symphony behind this, trying to get that 5th base up. I really like that play. Oh, he's actually double expanding behind this. Kills the base, goes for a double expand. I like this, but we'll have to see if that works. There's no anti-air in sight, and he could just shut down this mineral line completely if he wanted to. And actually he's going to go after this base as well. Oh, it looks like Symphony could be caught unsieged here. This could be a little disastrous. He's forced to panic siege, which means the tanks are clumped, which means they get biled down. But actually, there's too much oomph in this army, it looks like. Now, this base is certainly going to fall, I think. The question is can Fish push on and deal with this army? It's looking a little bit nebulous here. So what do we have coming out here? More Ravagers, more Lings, more Roaches, more Banelings. He's got a couple Ultras in there as well just to tank. Might use these Mutas to try and pick off some reinforcements or just try and lock down additional expansions, but doesn't look like that's going to be too terribly successful here. He's going to see that the space is up, and he's going to be able to do very little to shut it down. Here we go. The engagement is coming on in. Smashes that first line of tanks. Gets some Biles down, but not quite enough. And again, this tank line is too deep here for Fish to fully break through. He does have a bank, though. As he starts to remax once again. He is taking this entire left side of the map. I really like that as the mech player with his immobile army really tries to lock down this half of the map. He just starts taking the other half. This harass very annoying as well. is going to just start denying that gas mining, which is what Symphony needs. We can see his resources, what he needs and what he has, and what he needs is gas. So any amount of that can be denied here is important. Cyclone's coming out now as well. This is a huge army here from Fish. He might try and dive on this. Nope. Gonna back up once again. Is once again just gonna get into this super annoying position here. Locking down that gas mining. Not locking down the base as a whole, but still, that gas mining is super important. And he is pretty... Oh, needs to get in gas there, but he is pretty well established here on that left side of the map. So it looks like he might be going for a pretty big counterattack here. Well, the bulk of Symphony's forces are set up there. But actually, no, he's going for an engage on multiple fronts here. This is a big one. Is Symphony going to get caught off guard here and lose the army? That could be absolutely disastrous. We have Ling Remax coming up in the background. Most of the tanks are falling. Thors go down as well. And that is a great trade there for Fish, who still is locking down these 2 geysers with 3 Mutalisks. Symphony goes to take that base, but he sees that the Zerg already has it. It's going to be a long time before you can get that one up and running. And it's not like the Terran player is locked down right now. I don't want to phrase it like that, but he is very stuck on his remaining bases. And as they start to mine out, Fish will have more. Taking a look at the units lost, it's close enough. Oh, if he gets this base, that's a big deal here. Those cracklings just kill things so quickly. Clears out the turrets as well, and now he can just back off. He's got a ton of banelings going towards this planetary. These are the type of trades that you can make when you have the economic lead. Let's see what gets killed here. It looks like it's going to be the planetary, 15 SCVs. And he's going to take some Hellions with it as well. That base that wanted to be a new base has to be the old base. So now Fish is gearing up to smash into it. Once again, he knows there's no planetary in there just yet. 16 Baneling's going to follow this up. He's played this out so well. It looks like Symphony is switching his attention to the other half of the map as we enter the 17th minute of this slugfest of a game. He might be trying to pounce on the army. The tank count is very low. There's only 4 tanks. 3 of them are right here. They are going to get jumped on by the Zerg army. There come the Biles as well. And without the tanks, it's so hard to deal with how many units there are. But actually, Symphony getting a decent trade there. Oh, Ling's actually going in once again to cancel another base. So there's the main orbital going in there. Fish has played this out so well. Another Ling counterattack. He is just everywhere right now. And now that SCV count is starting to drop low. It looks like Symphony was prepping for maybe a BC transition, but that's certainly not something he's going to be able to get away with at this point. His economy just getting absolutely ravaged here. 22 more SCVs go down. He's not mining there. He's not mining here. He's just barely got started mining here. And at this point, Fish, any trade is a good one, I feel like. There's a lot of Cyclones here, but these cracklings have not stopped. Oh, Biles raining down from the skies. Everything dropping here. GG, well played. What an excellent match we have there in game number 2 as Fish. All right, I promised you guys I wouldn't be too late, and we're not. So we're going to do this quickly so we can get right on into things. In the bottom right-hand corner, the red or the yellow Terran player representing Ris3n Competitive, it is Foz. And up in the top left-hand corner, the red Protoss player representing Cloud M, it is Groovy. And it looks like it's going to be TVP. And the reason that I say that is because this was a Terran versus random. So Foz is now going to be aware of that. It doesn't look like anything overly crucial in his build has happened, such that he would be like, oh no, I have to change everything. He's going to see a Gateway Cyber here at the high ground, though. That's pretty interesting. And I will say this, so it's not going to be the Gateway Fast Expand here. But again, this is a totally fine way to open. Not the most greedy that you can open, but it's totally fine. And it looks like it's going to be a Reaper Expand here from Foz. So both these guys being just Standardsville. I will say this, of all of my, or most of my players, I'm very happy that Foz got the Protoss. So I know that for Steven and for Coda, that is not their, their cup of tea, we can say. Foz, I think, a little bit more confident in the matchup. We're going to be looking very specifically for what the next tech building here is for Groovy. There it is. It's the Twilight. Okay, so everything looks very normal. Probably going to get Blink pretty fast. Probably going to try and use that to control the map a little bit. Want to get out there with that Reaper? He does. To control the map a little bit, let you take that fast third base. There are variants where you throw down a bunch of additional gateways, the parting style. Really get aggressive with Blink. I'm not... actually, this could be a decent map for that. I take it all back. I haven't really played this map much. I took one look at the fact that tanks might be able to go behind there, and my little Protoss heart just went, nope, nope. I don't like it. And it does seem like that it's a pretty popular map from Terran, based on the feedback that I've heard just from my competitive team guys, so... Let's see, it looks like this Reaper's going to go back into the main. It's just on scouting duty. Going to see an additional gateway going down, but really not seeing much, which is, in fact, still seeing something. You don't see any gateway explosion or anything like that, meaning it's probably going to be a fairly quick third base. There's the Robo coming down as well. Widowmine's being produced here, likely for a Widowmine drop. He's got it in position as he builds up to it, in case there's an Oracle coming in here. Gotta say, mad respect to Groovy. Not only for playing random, but for playing random in a team league. And, you know, no disrespect on people that do this, but a lot of random players purely cheese. Because it's genuinely hard, especially at this level, to play all three races very well. But what it looks like we got ourselves here is someone who is genuinely talented with all three races. And that, my friend, is not easy to do. So mad respect to our boy Groovy here. Blink is going to finish up. Still normal things here. It's going to be 3 racks before third CC. So not taking an overly quick third CC here is Faz. Here we go. This Widowmine drop's actually going in right as these Stalkers leave. Depending on what he's looking at, this could be very deadly. 1, 2, 3 land. They're getting bottled up. Only going to be 2. 3. Nice dodge. Oh, and he gets it on the way out, actually. That's really good. Okay, so if he had gotten out with that drop, that would have been fine. But with Groovy getting that, that's actually very good here for our... Oh, I didn't even put up the score. What am I doing? That's actually very good for our Protoss player, because a lot of what you like about that is not the... Oh, getting that Observer is really nice. Oh, does he get it? Okay, he gets it. All right, so now there's no worries that he's really going to blink up onto the high ground. But a lot of what's great about that drop is that, not that it's... Oh, actually the bunker goes down. This could get really dicey here really quickly. Groovy is going to start maneuvering into the natural here. Faz might be forced to evacuate here. Charge is going up behind this as well. His third CC is on the way, but behind this, Groovy is going up to more and more bases. Faz needs to get this out of his base right now. He's going to do so, but he loses 4 SCVs. And again, behind this, our Protoss player going up and macroing up really hard here. Where's that third CC? It's over here. Okay. A lot of Marauders coming out here. But again, Groovy already kind of preparing for what comes next. He's getting an Immortal. He's getting charge lots. He's getting double single forge. Threw me off a little bit, but it is single forge. And honestly, he's sitting pretty right now. He's up 20 workers, which, you know, Protoss is always going to be up some workers, but 20 is a lot. The armory supply is good enough. I was going to say the thing that, as a Protoss player myself, the thing that worries me here is the lack of splash damage, but it looks like he's going to kind of eschew that in favor of the Dark Shrine. A little bit more guerrilla tactics, more than anything else, but if he gets 4 bases, a ton of gateway units, DTs running around everywhere, this could absolutely cause havoc here for Faz. Now the question is can Faz get out here, get a really solid push going here? Because right now the army isn't super great in a straight-up fight. He's got a Raven for these DTs as well. As long as this Raven doesn't get picked off, this is, if there is one, a period of a little bit of instability here for our Protoss player. So these DTs are not here yet. The charge lots are, though. We'll have to see how this trade goes out. Faz is going to need to kite, and kite very well. The Raven actually goes down. That's very good as the DT Shrine is finishing. He's going to start trying to trade out pretty well here, but again, he needs to kill at least the 4th base here, I think. He needs to kill at least the 4th base, and not being able to get engaged without these tanks being sieged up. They're going to siege up now, but now the Immortals are in range. The force field goes down, and these charge lots are on this. He's going to focus down the Immortal, and he's going to trade out... okay. Yeah, he trades out pretty well. But when they trade out pretty evenly like that, I'm always going to favor the guy with the stronger economy, and that would certainly be our Protoss player in this scenario. Faz got some ground to work up here. As again, right now they do stand even on supply, but that is not going to be the case forever here. 2 DTs as well getting dispatched to kind of just be annoying. Now that that Raven has been picked off, there is the only detection is going to be scans. There's no turrets, I don't think. Nope, no turrets. So this could get real dicey real quick for him. Again, still no splash. So that's a deal. These DTs are going to reveal themselves here. In the natural in the 3rd, how much damage will get done here so far? Oh, are there any scans? Okay, so he scans once, he gets 1. We have turrets beginning to go down. 12 SCVs have gone down, though. Oh, he's about to have it. Okay, so he gets both of them. And now he's going to have turrets up. So, 12 SCVs, it's a good trade. Maybe not the best for... well, I guess it was only 2 DTs, but... the big deal right now is the fact that Groovy's economy is way better. His upgrades are not necessarily, but he's about to try and hit the natural with a bunch of units. He's about to flood in with Zealots at the other side. And this is going to be a very difficult hold here for Faz. He's going to need absolutely everything. 2 tanks get melted almost immediately. Okay, I think he realizes that this is a little bit of a dicey trade here. These Stalkers are still here, though. 9 SCVs go down. Faz's economy is absolutely terrible, but his army is incredibly ahead. I think if he has a chance in this game, it is to pull the boys and go right now, to be perfectly frank. We've got 2 ghosts on the way, but... this is not an economically salvageable position here. 2 Archons, 2 Disruptors. The clock on Faz getting across the map and attacking is closing by the second, and in fact, it might be closed now. Here we go. The SCVs are getting pulled. It's do or die here. He's going to have some EMPs for these Archons. 2 Disruptors coming out. Now, they're not here yet, but they should be with the army by the time this engagement happens. Now, if he goes for the natural... if he picks off these 2 Disruptors before the fight happens, there's a chance. He's actually going to load up some Marauders to try and go for them here as well. This is absolutely brilliant. These Disruptors represent pretty much the vast majority of his... yeah, they both have to fire. And now here we go. Groovy did lose the army advantage, but Faz has to kill him now. But he's got the army, I think, maybe to do it. Those EMPs were great. He's coming in here. The SCVs are doing a tremendous job to buffer. The supply is really largely in favor of our Protoss player here. But remember, so much of that is in workers. The army supply for Faz is so much higher. That Disruptor shot comes in. It's not great, but it's decent. Faz needs to lock down the production and needs to lock it down now. All of this damage means absolutely nothing if he does not stop this engine from running, stop him from producing. Looks like the probes are getting pulled. Groovy's throwing everything at this. He knows if he holds, he's going to be okay, but will he have enough to hold? I'm not sure. The supplies are evening out here. There is just very little army here. Oh, there's the DT. Oh, he needs to scan. He needs to scan. There's the scan. He's going to get the DT. If he can unpower these gateways, he's going to be okay. Oh, I don't know. Does he have another scan? Is the question. There's the scan. Can he clear this out? Oh, Faz is forced to lift up and retreat. This is absolutely disastrous. I think Groovy's done it. I think Groovy's done it. It was nail-bitingly close. GG, well played. That is packed with Grandmaster players. You'll love to see it. As once again, we have a clash between two very, very talented players up in the, or sorry, down in the bottom left-hand corner. The blue Terran player representing Cloud M. It is Eurystheus, or as we're going to be calling him, Yuri. Don't judge me. It's what we're doing. And up in the top right-hand corner, his name is significantly easier to pronounce. He's from Down Under, but he's right here, right now to play. It's the Purple Zerg player, Steven. So we've already seen a couple ZVTs already in this series. We saw that really crisp Ling Bane timing in game number 1. We saw that very dragged out mech game in game number 2. So far we've seen a little bit of both sides of the spectrum here from these guys. And just knowing Steven, I know what kind of game he likes to play. He's much like Fish, what we saw from Fish, oh, I have 100 drones. I am okay with this. I'm not quite sure of Yuri's playstyle here. We're going to have to discover that as we watch. That'll be fun. I love watching Grandmaster players because they're a lot better than me. And, everybody at the end of the day, even up to this level, has their own style, their own way of playing. So it's always fun to see people who have reached such a high level of the game, like both of these guys have, and kind of get a one-match peek into their mind, into their thought process, and how they think about this game. And so far, it's looking like it's going to be regular old Normalsville from both these guys. Well, actually, did he get a Reaper? No, he didn't get a Reaper. Okay, I take it all back. I take it all back. He didn't get a Reaper. Don't listen to me when I'm lying. So he actually skips the Reaper and goes right into a reactor. That's interesting. And it's going to be a factory very quickly as well here. Do it. There we go. So kind of skipping the Reaper, going right up on into the reactored Hellions, it looks like, and that's actually pretty interesting. It's not what you see every day. Now, we talked about how that Reaper does a little dance to kind of get information. So the cost here, well, he's actually making 2 Marines. Oh, he'll probably make 2 Marines and then switch it. The cost here is that he doesn't get that scouting information that the Reaper affords you. The benefit is that he does save a little bit of gas. He gets that factory faster, gets that reactor faster, is going to go right up into those Hellions. So Steven going to be able to get that third base down at around 235. Very fast, just what our Zerg players like. Steven is going to start getting that creep spread put out here. It looks like it's going to be a starport, 111 coming on up. Steven is on his way into the main, maybe trying to get a little peeky peek as to what's going on. I need to make sure that all of my boys are modded, because I don't think they are, but somebody should ban the fucking bots from my chat. But a problem for another time. GT Kong, Dragonite, both of you should be mods. But that's on me that I didn't do that. So, you make your bed, you gotta sleep in it. But that's a question for another time. As it's going to be a medevac in here, so he's probably going to try and do some elevatoring around. Ooh, with these Hellbats. That's a quick armory. Okay, okay. The pieces are starting to fall in place here a little bit. 14 links coming out here. But it's looking like it is going to be a Hellbat timing. But is it just going to be, like, just 6 Hellbats? Like, I guess it's going to be quicker than most Hellbat timings typically hit, but typically you have, like, a little something to support them. Now, there are 4 Marines as well, but let's see, it's going to be 3 Queens, 20-something Lings, like... Unless I'm wildly miscalculating here, I feel like this should be very holdable here. Especially if he targets down this medevac, that is the lifeblood. Oh, don't want to get these Queens picked up. Okay, sees it. Is going to back off here a little bit. This is going to be a little bit of a delicate approach here from Steven, who's going to try and dive towards that medevac. But, oh, those Hellbats actually get some excellent shots off. Again, this is hitting pretty quickly. He's got a spine. He's got tons more Lings coming up here. But there is just not a lot of meat on the bones here. If these Queens can start popping down these Hellbats, then Lings will overrun this very quickly. But the question is when and how does that happen? We've got some Lings coming across the map. It looks like to go for a counter. Third CC on the way as well. It looks like Yuri's just going to go home with this. Or no, he's going to go for a 4 Hellion drop. And actually this makes a lot of sense here. as a follow-up, might be able to get some serious damage done here to the drone count. Steven's going to see this. He needs to get his Lings in position here. There's going to be an army moving off to the other side as well. Maybe the Queen's going to deal with that. Let's see what gets taken out here. It looks like 2 SCVs dying to the... where it's to the Ling counterattack at the other side of the map. But right now, Yuri's really diving. He's looking for that damage. He's going to get 3, 4... Ooh, some money shots on the Lings as well. 6 workers go down. Over here, it looks like the Queens are dealing with everything else. So he's going to be trading out his army for this. But he gets 7 drones, he gets a handful of Lings, and it's not the worst thing in the world. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. That's going to be a late battle cruiser. So it looks like Yuri plays like a mad lad, and I freaking love it. Oh, will he get in? Oh, very close to very bad there for Yuri, but gets that wall up in time. That's very important. There's going to be 1-1 missile here coming up. As this is going to be a little tricky for him. I don't know if he's going to be prepared for the Banshee, which might just be here for defense. And I mean, this is a super non-standard BC timing, right? Like incredibly. He's getting a second Banshee. Okay, he's going back in. What in the heck? What is this fusion core for? I am confused. It's for Liberator range? Okay. Scratch that. Yuri is totally a mad lad, and I still totally love it. Don't really understand what's going on here, but it's very, clearly very delicate, very precise. So I'm really excited to see what he can get done here. Certainly going to be a mech follow-up, judging by the factory count here, obviously. And maybe he's like, hey, you know, there's some annoying Liberator spots here on this map. I feel like I can abuse that. I trust that there's a plan in mind here. Is there cloak? No, there's no cloak. Meaning that these Queens should have not that bad of a time here against these Banshees. Actually, the first one wanders still a little too far forward. Gets taken out right away. It's a nice pick off there for Steven. He's going to try and get that 4th base up as well. He is up on that 62 worker count, which is about optimal here for 3 bases, but we know he's going to want to get that 4th up and mining as our Terran. It's that 3rd up and mining. I really like that he's prioritizing the gas here. The Liberator coming in right as Advanced Ballistics is going to finish up, right as he pressures with these aliens as well, trying to draw the Queens out of position. Most certainly. As it is done. Let's see if there's a spot here. Oh, that's annoying. Shuts down the gas mining. Can the Spore hit? That's the question. Can the Spore hit? Okay, it can. Okay. So that's good for Steven. Who's getting a lot of Dropper Lords here, actually. Does he have OV speed? He does. This could start getting real dicey real quick here as Yuri's doing all of this off of not the craziest tank count, and most of that is being used defensively here. Advanced Ballistics. Liberators. Oh, that is an annoying spot, though. That one, I'll give you. That's an annoying spot. As here we go. Steven is going in for the kill here, but actually these roaches are running in without any support. And I can't imagine that's going to end well. The Dropper Lords are coming, but they're not here yet. He wanted to carpet bomb as he dropped, or as he attacked, but I think these Advanced Ballistics Liberators just thrown him for a loop here. Might be able to go into the main base now, but that certainly did not go the way that he wanted it to. As he's going to get on into the main base here. And the Natural try and pull the Terran player around a little bit. Those are Queens? Oh, those are Queens. Oh, those are all Queens. Yeah, he certainly wanted to carpet bomb with the Queens, let them soak up all the tank shots, and then attack with the Roaches. With that not happening, the Queens aren't here at home. They can't help defend this. Meaning his mining is just kind of screwed. And these Queens, I mean, they're going to be annoying, but that's about it. Not really comparable to the damage that's being done here by these. Ugh. Needs to get some Ravagers up or something. Is actually starting to make some headway here. with some Dropper Lord micro. But the real problem is how long... Oh, the mining is going to get locked down here. These Liberators on these spots just being absolute heroes here. There's 7 mutas on the way now, and there's no anti-air to speak. Nor is there an engineering bay. Okay. So hear me out. You don't kill the Liberators with these mutas. I think you go kill the Terran because the Terran does not have anti-air. He's getting Cyclone. That's a little sad. Probably make that one a fucking Dropper Lord. Oh. But like, there's no engineering bay. There's no Thors. There's gonna be like 3 Cyclones. This could be actually devastating here for Yuri. Steven's going to come in here and say, hello, undefended worker line, free tanks. This is going to be so much free damage here for him. And there's that first Cyclone. That's going to get taken out as well. And this game that was looking so very horrible for... GG! The Muta Switch did it! Steven, from a very... all the likes. But here we are. We've arrived. Game number 5. In the bottom right-hand corner, the ace player here for Cloud M. It is Scrub Lord, who again, I might refer to as Scrub, but, you know. And spawning up in the top left-hand corner, the red Zerg player representing Ris3n, competitive, wearing the RNG Pro tag, because he is just a baller like that. It is Fish. Who again, does his name spell fish? No, it does not. And yet, we will call him Fish. For that is the way of things. Gonna be some aggro here from Scrub Lord. And a hatch first here from Fish. These guys did some deliberating before they picked their ace. My guess is they were seeing who they thought could beat one of our Zergs, as our Zergs were the guys that took maps for us. So probably a smart strategy here, but it's going to come down to Fish, and whether or not he can hold this all in here from Scrub Lord. He presumably, if he was watching the stream earlier, knows that Scrub Lord might have a proclivity towards such aggressions. The question is he going to be able to hold on here? Is he going to be able to take this match in what's going to be a Game 5 that goes down to the wire? 8 Lings, Ling speed on the way here for Scrub Lord. He's pulling out of gas. All he really cares about here is that Ling speed. Doesn't need Banelings or anything like that, so... the question is will this get seen? Looks like the answer is no. It will not get seen. That's very good for Scrub Lord. But those 2 Lings get seen. And if Fish saw that those 2 Lings went past his Overlord, he's going to be like, well, why do you have stuff going on there? And now that he sees the natural and the timing of that hatchery, now that his is done, that one's only beginning, he's going to know what's going on here. Going to pull that drone away. We've got 2 queens on the way, a spine up in the main. 2 queens. He's going to actually pull the workers here. Okay, so he wants to save the hatch. Now, bear in mind, the worker count right now is 19 to 14. So, Fish does have some level of damage he can take here where it's still kind of okay. And if he can really just hold on until the spine finishes, get that on the low ground, he should be okay. Here we go. The drones are coming down once again. So far, nothing's going down, but now the queen's out. Needs to stay on that creep. Needs to be very, very careful here. That spine, so close to being done. It's done. It needs to get down to the low ground right now. So far, not a lot of damage has been done, but this hatchery is about at half HP. Scrub Lord can start to target that down. If he can get it down, he's going to be in a decent spot here. But now more Lings coming out here for Fish. In a few moments here, more of those Zerglings are going to pop. And right now, he has not taken much damage. Oh, but here comes the Zerglings. Now they've got speed. They're going to get the surround on the Queen. Where's the other Queen? It's coming. Where's the spine? It's coming, but it's not here now. Drones start falling, and now actually the drone count is in the favor of Scrub Lord. He's up 18 to 10. G is called, and the aggression is good enough. Cloud M is going to take the